welcome to the December 19th meeting of the Finance Committee. This meeting is being recorded, although I don't see a red light yet.
They don't think they have the light in these rooms.
Okay, we're going to assume that we're being recorded.
Yeah.
All right, this is our last meeting of 2018. We do excuse Mr. Mark Lamb tonight, co-chair, and members Patrick Callan and Jamie Stebbins, who are unable to speak tonight. We did distribute the materials electronically. I think everyone has affirmed that you received those. Tonight we'll go a little bit out of order in the agenda just to collapse a few of the topics that make sense. The departmental budget assignments will collapse with the discussed meeting with department heads, as long as there are no objections to that. Last month, if you recall, we settled on and agreed to the departmental budget assignments that each of us would be responsible for. We use that term responsible for, right, broadly, but essentially that's going to mean that our collective expectation is that we're going to review the budget updates and reports that we received from Wendy and identify any aberrances that might appear in those reports and essentially keep us all up to date with what those might be in the relevant sections as we proceed through the fiscal year. It also means that we're the identified liaison to those department heads in town. In the materials that I sent out is the updated report that identifies those assignments. Does anybody need to be reminded of what yours are? Excellent. As we introduced last month, Connor delivered a memo to the department heads in the town, letting them know that we would do the same kind of budget approach with the liaisons and the members of the Finance Committee. So at this time, we're closing out 2018, but come January, the idea is that you will have introduced yourself to the department heads that you're responsible for or liaised with, and schedule a meeting with them in the month of January, please, so that the introduction will take place. You can go over your budget reports so far for this fiscal year and see if there are any unusual patterns that are showing up, any expectations, any unforeseen expenses that are coming their way, but also to introduce and get ready for what's going to happen for fiscal year now 19 and 20 already. And it feels like we've just approved the budgets for this year, but we're back in the cycle again. I'm sure the department heads are as thrilled as we all are to get ready and moving in that direction. But our next FinCom meeting is scheduled for the third Wednesday of the month as usual. So that's going to be January 16th, Wednesday, January 16th. At that time, we should, like I said, have an update either from you that you have reached out and contacted your department head, have scheduled a meeting, or perhaps have already had that meeting, but that will be the expectation for January, please. What do you talk about during that department head meeting, Steph, or anybody who's, I think only you and I are.
I did one with mine
did
already.
Yeah, I did as well.
Oh,
Just kind of
terrific.
say hi.
Oh,
We didn't really go over
I'd love to hear
financials too
what
much.
happened.
We
What
did
you
an
do?
hour review of the presentation that was given to the Board of Selectmen FinCom meeting back in, was it last March? So he went through that and answered really one-on-one questions and then took me on a tour of the facility.
Fantastic. Now you're DPW.
Yeah.
Right. So you're the snow and ice report.
Yep. So he braced me for that. We talked about what to expect, and that was going to be the big, see what happens kind of area. But
So we've already had snow and ice.
Yep.
A report that's already been published. Are you prepared to speak to that at all?
I'm
tonight,
not. I was
or-
actually traveling when that storm happened, so I missed the snowstorm.
Well, lucky for you.
Yeah.
We watched that.
I did see it on the
closely.
October financials. There were some costs accrued against it, but that wouldn't make sense as it would have happened in November, mid-November. So it would actually be the November financials.
Mhm.
But I haven't seen the report yet for the actual incident. So
Got it. Okay. Let me make sure that you get on that distribution list, or
perfect.
let's make sure that you're getting those reports, because that would be your update to our. That's a highlight of the Finance Committee during the winter months.
Now the bar's been raised of like bringing exciting news forth on snow
And
updates.
this is like the earliest report that we've had, right, with
Yeah.
the storms, the crazy storms, so this will be setting the bar for going forward. And Tim, you said you met the two?
I did. I actually met with both superintendents. I met with Southeast Regional, Dr. Lou there, and he took me through basically budgeting 101 for how the regional school does their budget and what the effects on Easton are and how the whole system works. So we sat there for a while going over that stuff. Didn't really get into projections over the next year too much. We figured it was still too early. I think I met with him back, actually it was probably early November. So it was still kind of settling in from last year and looking forward to next year and getting student counts finalized and that kind of things to see what the impact's going to be. But that was a good conversation, and I met with Dr. Cabral as well, just to kind of say, hello, this is me, exchange numbers, that kind of thing, and kind of get some ideas. We talked a lot about, they're still kind of trying to figure out their fiscal year with the union contracts still up in the air. And a lot of facilities talk. There's, I think some facility repairs that are coming up that might be a little bit outside the norm for budget, but all things I think they were talking with capital as well about doing some procurements through them. And, so we'll see. Yeah. So January we should have a little bit better picture of what the plan is going to be, because at that point hopefully some contracts will be settled and some assessments on the grounds maintenance and that kind of stuff should be kind of corner pocketed. So yeah, it was very good.
I have reached out to my heads, but not yet met with them. But I can set something up for early January.
Terrific.
Yeah, I expect it to be pretty straightforward because I think collectively my departments have a budget of like $6,000. So
Remind us which ones you have.
assessor, accountant, and the third one, collector treasurer, I think.
Got it. Mike, you on board?
Yeah. I reached out to CIO and had a brief conversation, but just an email back and forth, but not a meeting yet. So
What do you have?
data processing, water, and waste.
Very good. And then Stephanie, you're back with your same group again this year,
Yeah, I
right?
didn't reach out yet, but we have a very well established relationship, and it's luckily it's the one person I talk to, so I don't have to really talk to too many. And I will reach out and meet. I can, if anybody had questions, I can tell stuff I've asked in the past. I don't know if that's helpful or not. I'm more than happy to share, but have not had any discussions as of yet.
Very good. And Stephanie's our Board of Health, Council on Aging, Veterans
Veterans
Recreation, and Special Services. So, very good. Jamie is on police, dispatch, fire, and ambulance this year. And Patrick, library and planning, kept. And mine are debt and interest, employee benefits, and other general government. And Connor's out for the month of December. Congratulations to Connor and his wife
That's right. Yeah.
on the arrival of their new little one. He'll be back in January, and we'll have our meeting at that time and catch up on budget and planning for the next year. So, any questions and further discussion on that? Okay, we received October financials earlier today. When I delivered them to you, I had just received them myself. Did anybody have an opportunity to review their assigned departments, or would you be able to provide an update on where you are?
I did review mine. They're about as unremarkable as could be. They're all at about 70%, which is roughly where you'd expect them to be on most line items. And a number of them had a little bit of well-spent capital, but that didn't surprise me at all. Just the beginning of the year, you've got the money, you're going to spend it. Nothing was remarkable in there, no large line items. But yeah, they're all pretty straightforward.
And you're on the capital subcommittee?
Yes,
is that
capital
correct?
planning, yeah.
Capital planning. Do these tie up together at some point? Does your committee look at the expenses when they happen, or ticking and tying them together at all, or no?
Good question. I'm not sure exactly how it looks for going like right into budget season. So far, we've just kind of been meeting as needed for like for voting on large items. But I think Wendy would definitely know if you wanted to ask her like what the schedule going forward looks like and how that shapes out.
Yeah, I'd just like to see how one comes off of
Yeah.
the plan, or if it
Mhm.
gets deferred, or how they get shifted and paid for. I just think that
Sure.
would be an important piece for us to know.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Without any further discussion, anybody?
I was in procedures all day today, so I have not had a chance to.
Okay,
Oh,
and
did a
my
quick scan.
sections right now are, have nothing notable and newsworthy to report on.
Yeah, mine was same as 70%-ish window, so nothing exciting. I said the big one will be snow, which I'd be curious to see how that pans out.
It's always a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hopeford and snow season going at the same time. Okay, committee assignments. So as you know, we have members of the FinCom who are appointed by this committee to various subcommittees. We've got members on the school planning committee, audit subcommittee, capital planning, and of course we have two members who must be appointed to the budget subcommittee. Jen, you're already on the budget
I am.
subcommittee,
Yep.
which means that we have one vacancy for
Me
the
too.
budget
Want some
subcommittee
company?
at this time.
We would love some
We're looking
company.
for a volunteer who would like
It's
to
not a
be-
heavy lift. It's you learn a lot that dovetails beautifully with the reporting.
Big on dovetails.
So, why you sound like you're interested?
I'll happily jump on board.
Excellent. Is anyone else interested in being on the budget subcommittee?
Ooh, I think
All
one-
volunteers
one's
step
enough for me.
back. all victims step forward. Okay, we're gonna need to take a vote. All those in favor of nominating Mike DiPietro for the budget subcommittee? All in favor, aye. That's unanimous. We have no opposed and no abstaining. So congratulations, Mike, and thank you for your service. I will make sure that I send over the proper documentation for that tomorrow. Jen, do you remember, did you have to be sworn into
Yep,
that committee?
gotta get
do,
sworn in
so you will
again.
need to swear in
I
with
could.
Danielle.
The schedule's already made for the rest of the year.
Great.
There's a chance that maybe added because there's, yeah, it's all out there.
Sounds excellent.
You're gonna love it.
A little too much confidence there.
I could see trouble happening on the All right, we're flying through this tonight. We have two sets of minutes to review and approve. The first was the set of minutes from 10:30. That was the meeting that took place just prior to the town meeting, if you remember. I was not in attendance that night because I recall correctly, I was at Hamilton having a blast. And I couldn't have been the one who recommended the first motion.
Did I
in the
put your name
minutes,
there?
Stacy, so I'm sorry for that, but we're.
That's all right. I
that's-
probably looked at something different, so I'm going to take that off.
Yeah.
I saw you had edited that one, and I looked at it and thought, what? She wasn't there. How could she?
Yeah, I've done that, trust
Now,
me.
then I looked, and I was like, oh, that'd be why.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of you recall who may have made that motion.
That's what I was trying to remember.
Did I put, I see, I show Robert. Did I put Roberta? I don't know why I put Robert. So
Either, that's okay.
I think it was Michael.
It very well.
Okay, any other comments from the 10:30 minutes?
I don't remember that one. Oh yeah.
Stacy at the bottom too, the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a second, there's a
seconded
second.
by
I
Robert.
did it too. I don't know why I kept putting Robert. I think I was confusing Robert with Michael, and after I'm doing it, I'm going, we don't have a Robert. Okay, I'll fix
I'm
that.
open-minded about
I
names.
could see you agreeing to a joint meeting.
We had to,
Oh, there he is, Jamie. Okay.
yeah.
He was there as well.
Just about had quorum for that one at first.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All members in favor? To approving the minutes of 10:30. All those abstaining?
I should,
present, so,
And
I actually
would-
should abstain as
I'm
well,
abstaining.
so.
yeah.
I think I should too. Let me do that count again. All those in favor of approving the minutes?
Do we have enough votes to approve it?
We do not.
Okay.
Well, we do. We have a quorum here, but I'm abstaining, you're abstaining.
I wasn't-
Have to
I wasn't
abstain
there, so I just
either,
feel
so.
like-
Motion to table?
We will do
I
this
think that's
again
a
in
good
idea.
January.
That sounds
So,
good.
and
And I can change the name.
Yeah.
similarly, on the minutes for 11/14, I had substantial comments that I think I'd like to make on the audit subcommittee report that was presented. If everyone is in favor, I'd like to circulate an edited version through the committee for review and approval at the January meeting.
Do you wanna do it when everyone's here?
That's what I'm saying in January.
In January, yeah. I was just saying,
Okay.
Yeah,
probably be-
so we will defer the approval of the minutes and
Yeah.
circulate a revised version.
Sure.
Agreed.
Okay, Stacy, I'll make some changes
Okay.
on that and circulate that, okay?
Yep.
All right, I don't know, do we need to vote? Everyone in favor of
I'm in favor of
deferring?
tabling, so why don't we just take the vote for it, if you thought,
Okay,
table it.
all those in favor of deferring the approval to vote on the minutes of 11/14, all unanimous. Very good, and last but not least. Do we have any further business or comments from the committee tonight? I'd personally like to thank you on behalf of Mark and I for your support and cooperation this past year. Thank you so much. Wishing you and your families a healthy and happy holiday season. Joyous, prosperous new year to us and to the town. We have no community participation tonight.
Nope.
Our next regularly scheduled FinCom meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, January 16th at 7:30 p.m. It will be downstairs in our regular room. There being no further finance committee business, anyone?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Is unanimous. Thanks, everyone.
Don't all jump at once.
Thank you, everyone, for probably what might have been the fastest.